Welcome everybody to part 3 of EnergyPrint's Path to Success Essentials webinar series, Top Use Cases for Custom Reporting. My name is Adam Stevenson, Client Relationship Manager here at EnergyPrint. I will be facilitating this webinar. Presenting our main content will be Matt Arneson, our Client Services Director. Our agenda for this 30-minute webinar includes a couple of highlights from our 3-part webinar series, and then I'll pass things over to Matt to dive into today's topic by first defining Insights Architect custom reporting. Matt will also share some different use cases and report examples with you, which we hope will begin our conversation about how Insights Architect reporting capability will impact your use of EnergyPrint and your reporting deliverables. After the webinar, we encourage all of our clients to reach out to their EnergyPrint rep to set up time to review Insights Architect and consider how additional reporting will benefit your company. A quick heads up, please do submit any and all of your questions on the questions panel, on the GoToWebinar panel to the right. We will review those questions following our main content. So a quick recap on our Guiding Your Path. We will be updating Energy Star scores for all buildings. That's on Sunday, August 26th, 2018. This means many buildings will likely see a change in their 1 to 100 Energy Star scores, and on average, scores will go down. Utility dashboard users can expect to see updated scores the following business day. These new metrics will be applied across all time periods, which means your scores and metrics for all historical benchmarking data will change. If you anticipate needing to document changes, it is strongly recommended that you document your pre-update scores and download right now. You may need them for third-party certifications, local mandates, or other incentive programs. If you're a utility dashboard user, you can download your score history right from the Energy Star tab. Simply scroll to the Energy Star rating trend graph and print or download an electronic file of each building's score history. If you have questions or need assistance, please contact your EnergyPrint support team. So back in June, we launched this webinar series designed to help you get the most out of your utility data with EnergyPrint. Our goal was to provide the latest tips, tricks, and best practices on leveraging EnergyPrint's utility data analytics to find, track, improve energy savings. Whether you're looking to learn how to onboard your buildings with ease or how to find the best energy insights, our focus was to guide you on your path to success. You should have a link to those past webinar recordings if you have registered for this webinar. So take a look through your inbox and you should have access to those. There will also be a recording available for this webinar, as long as you are registered, obviously, which you will be able to download and listen to in the future. So with that, I'm going to pass things over to Matt to get started on custom reporting.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you everybody for joining today's webinar. As Adam mentioned, this is the third part of our webinar series where we've talked about getting started with a building onto the utility dashboard and walking through our utility dashboard in much more detail on our second webinar. But today we're going to focus on really the third leg of this of the journey of our solution, which is really on custom reporting. So over the years, we've continued to listen to you, our partners and our customers, in order to continually evolve the way we visualize and support you with energy insights. And one ask that has continually bubbled up to the top has always been reporting. Everything from simple one-page summaries of building information to extensive analysis tools. Many of you on today's call have even shared with us your ideas during training calls and events, and many of you have provided us with numerous examples of how you've manually taken aspects of the utility dashboard, combined them with your own analysis to create a report that would enhance your use of energy insights. So we knew we needed to find a better way to serve you, but the challenge presented to EnergyPrint was enormous. No two partners or two clients requested or wanted the exact same report. And actually, no two people actually even had the same visualization of key utility data metrics. On top of that, your time, both in developing a report template and in generating the actual report, was always at a premium. And above all, the reports requested needed to meet the level of simplicity and intuitiveness that the utility dashboard has always provided you. So, as we look to develop software to solve this need, we realized there was an opportunity, not just to create a report wizard with some limitations that might solve 50% of your requests, but to actually use a business intelligence software that we could ask and answer questions from our database and visualize those answers in limitless ways. So what is business intelligence? Business intelligence is a technology-driven process for analyzing data and presenting actual information. It allows Energy Print to manage data and to turn it into visual, valuable knowledge that we can share with you. And over the past 2 years, we've worked to integrate business intelligence software with our database in order to create and enable custom reporting specific to each of your individual needs. So using business intelligence, we can now mine our database to help bring you the most important information into a few easy to understand pictures. We can provide additional benchmarking options. For instance, we can compare data against our own database or against the CBEX database, for example, or we can even bring in third-party data into a truly customized report development. We can slice, dice, and compare data the way that makes sense for you. And today I'm going to walk through a number of examples that we've been able to build out with our partners and our customers. But as we do that, please keep in mind that everything I show you today are just that. They're examples. And using business intelligence, custom reporting can really be anything you want it to be. To give you a sense, though, of how this fits into our offering, our custom reporting analytics has quickly become one of our 4 pillars of service that we offer to you. Right now, 100% of our partners and customers use our data services, in which we are the leader in gathering, validating, and delivering current, relevant, and accurate utility data. And nearly 90% of our customers use our utility dashboard software, which helps provide benchmarking, peer comparisons, weather normalization, cost avoidance, and so much more. But it's Insights Architect that is shown to be the link to providing the custom analytics you need to understand and to share across organizations in the blink of an eye. And of course, all of our services sit on great client services capabilities that we've developed with a staff of relationship managers who work to understand your growth strategies and work alongside you to help you achieve them. So let's talk briefly about what makes custom reporting an impactful link between the utility dashboard and actionable insights. First, please understand that Insights Architect is not meant to supplant or replace how your team uses the utility dashboard. In fact, it's meant to be complementary and reinforce how your team interacts with the utility dashboard. The utility dashboard continues to be the tool your team uses to understand the 4 key business questions surrounding your building. How are your buildings doing? Are they getting better or worse? Where are there opportunities to save, and have past improvements paid off? Insights Architect refocuses the tool to something that can be tangibly put into yours or team members or clients' hands to help summarize all that hard work that you're doing. Our best partners have found ways to integrate and interact with both the utility dashboard and Insights Architect to find, track, and improve their building performance opportunities. So what we call Insights Architect is our way of taking the data we already track for you and truly building something new and unique with visualizations for your individual buildings or portfolios. And much like building a house, Insights Architect focuses on the process of defining which utility metrics matter for your business and to those you interact with. And ultimately, our deliverable to you is a polished and professional report, built 100% to your specifications, is always available, and always has current, relevant, and accurate insights. So as we dove into the world of Insights Architect, there are really 2 types of reports that we have found that have fit 90% of our customers' requests. Each of what I'll walk through is an example, but remember that these reports are really designed to fit your needs, and it can be branded as your own company. The first type of report we see typically focuses on single buildings as a way to communicate and summarize overall opportunity at that property level. These type of reports are individual building narratives and are aimed to drive toward very specific building opportunities and outcomes. And because each building has a different story to tell, these Insights Architect reports are built to really to displace the long hours of building very one-off summaries each and every month. The data is easily tilted toward the audience, particularly toward that financial decision maker who wants to quickly understand the opportunity use the same comparative analytics you see in the utility dashboard to present better context to individual building performance. So let's walk through you guys an example of how Insights Architect has actually played out for a few of our partners and clients to better their business. Bolland is a leading building intelligence and technology service provider servicing hundreds of commercial buildings throughout the DC and Baltimore area. And they've been an EnergyPrint partner since 2011. They've had a long, rich history of helping building owners and managers find ways to reduce energy use and costs. And as part of their value to their customers, they were previously generating a multitude of energy analysis reports, in part by screen grabbing the utility dashboard by hand to discuss with their clients each month. It was time intensive, and there are no two reports that looked alike. So there was a clear need of a more efficient way to aggregate and visualize utility data and to summarize building performance. So while the utility dashboard was a great way for analyzing data for insights, Bolland needed to put something tangible in their clients' hands while they discuss energy performance. So in consulting with the EnergyPrint Insights Architect team, we created a templated report focused on individual building metrics aimed to engage conversations with their clients and to support where energy improvement projects were needed. So to highlight some of the things that we did within their report that offered some uniqueness, first and foremost, we actually looked at visualizing a very common metric that we see often through the utility dashboard in the energy use index or the energy cost index, that consumption or cost per square foot. And we looked at looking at that in different ways from the dashboard, ways that would actually be better visually aligned with other metrics that they were already sharing with their clients. So what we actually landed on with their report was stacking the fiscal years on top of one another rather than running a trend line throughout the history of the building, and then incorporating industry averages to better understand when the buildings were performing the best and when there was the best opportunities for that improvement. We also looked at combining both cost and consumption trend lines into one view so that we could look for correlations on how consumptions or other factors might be impacting the cost. Again, same data that you can see in the utility data, but with a different look and a different objective of what that visual actually looks like. Excuse me. So the Insights Architect platform created a templated report that was accessed through one login to auto-generate a report for any building that was in the utility dashboard. This removed all the inconsistencies that they had from their previous process. They created a single click of the mouse to generate and to update reports, and allowed their team to focus on what the insights meant for each other, for each customer, rather than spend time building that deliverable each and every month. Their clients now had a tangible summary that backed up the analysis available to them through the utility dashboard, and then improved moving them from energy problem to energy solution much faster. So this type of report differs from the second type of Insights Architect report that we've seen as a solution category, one that focuses on calling out trends and opportunities within a group of buildings. Portfolio reports are much more focused, or we have seen them be more focused on a higher level executive summary, and it was designed to meet the goals and needs of a management or a board of directors audience. The major function of this Insights Architect report is able to identify what portions of a portfolio or group of buildings might be ripe for energy saving opportunities, or which group of buildings were really functioning as their best in class of that portfolio. And as the audience isn't typically one that wants to get into individual narratives, these reports are aimed at being very visually consistent and repeatable. So let's highlight an example of what this report has looked like. So Energy Print has been working with a school district in Texas, along with TD and they actually had a common need to generate an engaging, high-impact energy report to present to the school district board and its constituents. Both TD Industries and the school district were overloaded with sorting through data for 40-plus schools, trying to encapsulate their biggest successes and where they could focus their biggest opportunities to save energy. The process was slow, and the summaries were much too detailed to capture the school board's attention. The utility dashboard wasn't the right vehicle to help summarize energy performance across so many different stakeholders. So Energy Print went to work with these teams to develop a Insights Architect executive report. Our Insights team pulled portfolio summary data from multiple areas within the utility dashboard and our database to create a simple, customized summary. And actually this included normalizing the data to the school district's fiscal year instead of the calendar year in which you often see with the utility dashboard, so it would align with their other success metrics that they were reporting on. It also allowed us to track utilities beyond energy and water, like waste, for example, and we were able to focus on top 10 and bottom 10 performers in numerous different categories as we look to streamline prioritizing opportunities and successes. TD Industries and the district have gone on to utilize this summary on a semi-annual basis over the last 2 years as they work to discuss the successes of their current energy program and to call out areas of focus moving forward. That bottleneck of building this report throughout that time period was removed, and the board has time and again commended both of these combined teams for making their progress of their energy performance and the insights easy to digest and to understand. So that the report was truly built as that executive summary to this group. Now, there is a third use of Insights Architect that goes beyond customized reporting and actually goes into using Insights Architect as a business intelligence tool that can serve as a dynamic playground for you and your team to analyze data in new and unique ways. So Insights Architect can actually be hosted with an interactive platform with a login similar to the utility dashboard. And through the templated environment that the Insights Architect team builds, you yourself can actually adjust your views to normalize your data to specific timeframes or to set filters and alerts, and to pull data from other sources to create unique comparisons. So Insights Architect isn't just a report, but can also be used as a tool that you can use as an extension of your utility dashboard to actually analyze and alert on your data. Dynamic analysis also opens the door, again, to bringing in other pieces of data to correlate and to analyze against. In fact, we've been asked numerous times by many of you to help look at the correlation between real-time interval data sets and the monthly generated utility cost and consumption data. So actually, I'm going to share with you a solution we ran through with one of our partners that did just that. So McKinney's is a company that has really built itself to be a trusted name in the Southeast facility operations and maintenance solutions. And they actually challenged Energy Print to help them bridge the gap between the data that they were generating on an interval basis from their installed building automation systems and the utility data that was coming from the utility dashboard. And as you can imagine, there were no shortage of challenges for this request, starting with the sheer mass of new data to call through and to sort, and then to look for what common metrics matched toward that utility data. And so summarizing the insights to something that could be easily communicated was also very paramount. But what came out of it was truly amazing. We first started with that incredible amount of device data that they had and that they continue to pull in from their systems. And we honed in on looking at their rules set within their automation system to identify the data that we could pull into Insights Architect. So we quickly sidestepped early and a very large hurdle in the process of not needing to look at how to pull in or alter or massage the data that we were taking on. We could really take in the raw data directly from that was coming from that building automation systems. And again, the power of Insights Architect is in looking at data of all types, looking at how they trend together, how they fit together, how they correlate, and then pulling back insights that would be otherwise be buried into that mound of data. So in looking to correlate these trends or utility data, we first looked at segmenting the device alerts into distinct categories, which in of itself was really an eye-opening visual for their team. This actually led to offshoot discussions about the types of rules that were breaking within their system and the commonalities of different devices that were common issues that they were seeing, and it helped them realign on how they were approaching solutions to deal with their largest clients. And so that was really just looking at their automation data alone and bubbling up those two insights. But the true power of Insights Architect came into play when we were then able to segment each of their buildings' energy costs into those components that were using energy within the building. That allowed us to pinpoint the actual equipment and systems utilizing more than their fair share of energy. And I can't overstate enough the level of the level of this analysis and what it provided, from identifying opportunities within the utility dashboard at the portfolio and building level, now all the way to the device level for dozens, if not hundreds, of buildings. And this led finally to conversations internally and within the building to the building operators on how they could prioritize the equipment to focus on the best energy saving opportunities. So the ability to correlate utility data to device data within the building has led to a better prioritization of solutions for customers and a more succinct visual to communicate appropriate opportunities. This level of analysis has made their teams smarter and more prepared to talk and discuss energy opportunities with their customers, and has given those building operators the correct context to understand and move forward with the appropriate energy solutions, all by combining very disparate amounts of data between the utility dashboard and this building automation data. So there you have it. In the last 2 years, Energy Print has developed so many examples of customized visuals and reports that have served a bevy of needs to you, our partners, and our customers. And we continue to look into new areas to take this utility data. But now it's going to be your turn. We do want to learn and gather your feedback on how Insights Architect can fit into your business to find, track, and improve energy savings. And so what we'd like to offer to everybody that has joined today's webinar is a complimentary building report that was built from our Insights Architect platform. The report that we'll speak of, it's going to be a one-page summary of a single building's energy performance that'll look at both cost and consumption metrics. We'll be able to compare against the industry average of that building type and then break down opportunity costs for both consumption and demand for buildings out of the norm. This is a report that you guys can put into the hands of your team or your partners or your clients to communicate what you're doing within that building, or it can lead you back into the utility dashboard to analyze key trends or metrics. So again, this is a report we want you to see each of you use, and we have 2 asks in return for giving you guys this type of report. The first ask is, we would like you to continue sharing with us your current reporting methodologies using utility data. Things that you guys have built already, either pulling pieces from the utility dashboard or otherwise, that are helping you communicate your energy and utility performance for your building. And the next ask is that in exchange for this building report is we'd like your candid feedback on how this report or a report that might be similar to it could fit into your business to make your jobs easier and more successful. And if you've already thought of or have thoughts on how a customized Insights Architect report solution will benefit your business, we definitely want to help you get started on building out that report template today. So following today's webinar, I'd ask you to all please reach out to your EnergyPrint representative. Let's talk about which building makes the most sense to build this report or how Insights Architect can truly fit into your business. With that, I know we have a few minutes left. I do want to thank you guys for your time and attention today. I'm looking forward to hearing all your great ideas and being able to share the next generation of Insights Architect report that we build for you with our future customers that are looking at that Insights Architect reporting platform. So with a few minutes left to go, we do have a few questions that have come in. I'm going to try to touch on some of them as we push up to the bottom of the hour. One of the questions that has come in, how much does Insights Architect cost? So that's a great question. I'll answer it this way. It really depends on our partnership agreement with you. We can integrate Insights Architect in a number of different ways. So before you turn over your firstborn to us, I'd encourage you to speak to your EnergyPrint representative on our current scope with you, on where Insights Architect can or maybe already does fit into that scope. But for those that it's already not in the scope, for something similar to that building report or that portfolio report that I shared in a couple of examples, the cost can typically be as little as $5,000 annually for that template. Let's see, other questions that are popping up. How much does the Insights Architect cost per building? So as I just mentioned, our cost is actually built off of us templating out the Insights Architect report, not by the building or groups of buildings that you'll be using it for. So Insights Architect can be used for all your buildings or all the portfolios that are being tracked within the utility dashboard. So once we build that template, you can generate reports on any number of buildings for any number of times. So that $5,000 annual cost for an Insights Architect template can be served for every building that's on the utility dashboard. Here's a great question. What type of third-party data that can you use? So today, we have already worked on incorporating HVAC system data into utility data. We've looked at control data. We've touched on interval and sub-meter data. We've gone through occupancy. We've looked at revenue, maintenance data. So we've gone through a number of different outside data sources and looking at how we correlate that data. So as long as you guys have a consistent or valid data source that will correlate to EnergyPrint, and you want to look at how that correlates and how that tells a story, that's really what we need to know of. Everything is really everything under the sun is really available to us with that utility data. I think I have time for one more question. I'm going to touch on it. I got a question of how is Insights Architect delivered? So I mentioned a few times throughout the webinar, Insights Architect can be delivered in a few different ways, certainly depending on the report and its use. EnergyPrint ourselves, we can manage and disseminate the reports that need to go out. Most typically, the clients have an internal team who want to use our online reporting environment so they can view or generate what those reports look like. And then again, when it comes to that dynamic analysis reporting, that online portal is really the place where we can provide a variety of reporting views for that deeper analysis. And so again, think about that as all of this different data. But regardless, EnergyPrint manages and maintains all that reporting as part of that custom reporting scope. So it can be as simple as sending you guys out the PDFs to being able to generate PDFs or generate analysis on your own. So with that, it looks like I've crossed the bottom of the hour here on today's webinar. Again, I appreciate everybody's time for joining today's webinar and helping us close out this summer webinar series on tips and tricks on how you can make most use and value out of your EnergyPrint services. Again, I'll close with this. Please reach out to us and your EnergyPrint representative. We'd love to hear from you in terms of how we can fit Insights Architect into your services. So thank you guys so much.